Yo, I'm back. That was okay. Let's just act that we just finished the game, shall we? Moving on to the next game. Can you guys hear me now? Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Audio. Check. Ding dong. Hello, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Yeah. Hmm. Is the audio still fucked up? Can you guys hear me? Testing. If you can hear me, type in dong ding. No. Fuck it. Right here, alright. Good shit. Alright, alright, alright. What's up, Mono? And I'm back, chat. Let's just act that we just finished that game, yeah? That was yeah. That one was kind of weird. Not gonna lie. 감사합니다. How you doing, Mono? Welcome, 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 welcome. ちょっと待ってね。Oh, we're still got the basement. I kind of want to try the battle bit again. Let's give it a try. See if it at least somewhat playable right now. Tired a bit? Well, get some sleep? Wait, I don't know what time is it for you. If it's if it's not nighttime, well, I don't know. Rest up. Chill out for a bit. I ain't shit, I ain't shit. $11:30. Well, that's pretty morning. Oh, you just woke up or something? That kind of tired? Yeah, awesome. Welcome, welcome then. Welcome to the waking up stream. Chotto mate. Okay, there we go. Can hear anything? Okay, that's refresh, refresh, or check your audio. Mm, mm, mm. It's kind of normal though. Usually OBS always have that audio issue. That's why I try to confirm it. But since some of you guys in the chat can hear me, it should be fine. Wow, the Southeast Asia server is still fucking packing, bro. What the fuck? Not surprised though. I had to refresh it a little, but I was just about to, but now it's working. Hell yeah. Good shit. Hold up. Let me refill my water real quick. It's already empty. Remember, stay hydrated, chat. Always refill your bottle if it's empty. Important. Alright, give me like 1 minute. Alright, the water gallon in my fucking hallway is empty, so I gotta walk to the other one. This server is still shitty as fuck. I don't know why. Like, what the fuck? Try this again. Alright. Give me like 5 minutes now, because I gotta walk to the other hallway. Okay, this game just don't want to work. Alright, never mind then. Let's not go back to that game. At least anytime soon. I don't know why. It's so weird. There's some people who's actually playing the game.ちょっと待ってね。I mean, I guess we can try out the other one. Alright, let's try out the other one. Give me a sec. I forgot to download it. My bait. Meanwhile, hold up, I got something for you guys. Hubba dabba doo. Hubba dabba doo. Huh? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Alright. Hymno the Silent Melody. This one's kind of interesting. Okay. Game. Alright, cool. Alright, no settings. That's not a big fan of that. Oh, never mind. Music volume 40 40 40 frames per second. I already have enough. Full screen, movement type default, graphic, VSync, don't VSync, blah blah blah, torches, VOD, bloom intensity. Okay, let's just set everything to default. Apply, save. 80 to move. Space to jump. Oh, music's kind of dope. Ooh. Oh, music's really fucking dope. Alright. Ooh, pretty. Test fiber. Mouse. Oh, directional dash. Oh, music's awesome. Hold up. Too loud though. Ow. Alright. S to interact? Interesting. Gold cube, weapon chest, and all that kind of shit. Workbench, golden key. Gold cube, scrap metal. Teleport. Any? Left click the crystal. I am? Oh. Okay. Go. Huh? Oh. Wait, what? I just... Oh. What? Huh? Wait, what? Oh. I just smack into the fucking wall. Gotcha. I see stand-up comedy in the Taga. Where's the joke though? What is Taga? Huh? Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh. Alright, I think we just finished the tutorial. What the fuck? Biome ruin starting district? Okay. What are you? You're still in one piece. Oh, I hope you don't die again. Huh? I never died. What do you mean? Oh, the tags. What? Why? I don't work under pressure. I don't have a joke right now. Shit. Wait, what are we supposed to do though? Oh! Okay, what? It's very confusing. Okay, water kills. Alright. Arrow. Dope. Yellow gem. I'm not sure what that's for. Okay. Huh. Ah! Alright, fair enough. It's like a 2D Ghost Runner in terms of like the parkour. Except it's really fucking hard. Get to it. Oh fuck, it follows your crosshair. Okay. I forgot. Okay. Jesus Christ. This game is not chill with the fucking... Alright. Alright. We're supposed to collect all the yellow gem? Huh? Alright. Vending machine? $30 gold. Alright, that's pretty fucking expensive. Test. Okay. Can teleport between the... Huh? Alright, I'm so confused right now. Ow. 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 I do like the art style though. Not gonna lie. It's kinda adoring. Although it's probably a little bit biased because it kind of reminds me of a old game that I used to play. But not entirely. Oh god. Oh, the attacks are not exactly 360 degrees. It's like a octagon. Alright, this is kinda... I cannot block their attack, so I gotta just dodge. Ow. I do like the music, but it really does not fit the game in some way. But it's fine, it's not a bad thing. The bow seems cool. District 3. Chotomate. Alright. Oh god. Alright, cheesing time. I mean... You know what? Whatever. If the game allows it, I don't mind. But that does feels a little bit cheesy, to be fair. I don't think that was by design. I cannot open it. Gotta go now, Raz. See you later, dude. Alright, Mono. See you around. Almost said Muno for some reason. When I see you again. Ah. Okay. Iron, cube, scrap, metal. Why do I want these? It seems like there's so many things that I have yet to learn. It's almost like I don't understand. Why is there a fucking furnace in the middle of nowhere? What's the purpose? There should be a purpose. But okay, we'll just... Ow. Ow. I do not like the combat in this game. It's very wacky. Oh, you heal over time. I think? Oh no, I think it's the potion. Alright, cool. Oi. Yo. Chotto. Ay, shibai. Alright, never mind. We're good. Okay. We need it either way. Workbench? What can we make? Pickaxe. Okay, Minecraft. Very nice. Wooden sword. I don't think we need that. We have a garden's blade. Wooden bow seems pretty cool. Useful. Wooden wand. Alright, dope. Boomerang, sticky bomb. Alright. The pickaxe does not destroy rocks or stones. It's a little bit weird. The one uses your mana? I am so confused right now. I couldn't make a wooden shield. Shit. Okay. Let me farm a little bit. Should be good. Alright, cool. I'm assuming the wooden shields auto-activate? No. Huh? And, huh? Oh! There's a cooldown for it? Okay. That's interesting. Okay, this UI is very, very confusing. Essence, fragment, screw, feather, steel, scrap metal. Okay. Not sure where to go from here. I'm gonna be honest here. This game does looks like it's very random generated, but at the same time it's not. But the way the game design, it looks like it's randomly generated. Wait! Shit! Hold up, hold up, hold up. Can I go back? The chest's open. For some reason. Whoa! There's a wand there. Good night now, sir. Have a great rest of the day or another stream. Hope to make it another stream. Alright, dude. Thank you for stopping by. CBZ. I still have no idea how to pronounce your name. I'ma just call you CBZ. Hope that's cool with you. District 2. How do I go back? Shit. This regenerating District 2. Oh, it's a roguelike, so you're just gonna keep going. Fuck. Alright, that's my bad. It's a roguelike slash crafting. It's very interesting. A lot of people call me CB or CBZ. Sometimes people have pronounced the Zygarde. Zygarde? Zygard? Zygard? Zygarde? Gotcha though. Awesome. I like the CB though. CB sounds cool. CBZ. Like the— oh, Jesus! Oh. Oh, okay. It's a boost. Alright. Holy shit, okay. Alright, we're learning. Okay. This is a really weird game though, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a very interesting, like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to make? Steel, scrap metal, sticky gel, bullet. Even then, I don't even have enough of that. Iron cube, coal. Oh. So Discord server, there you go. Thank you, Saints. But yeah, you can check everything on the panel down below as well. Check out things. But yeah, I'll see you around, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh. Okay. Oh wait, there's another one. Okay. Somehow I deal extra damage there. Interesting. Wooden crate. I am so confused right now. See you later. See ya. I do like the aesthetic of the game though, so I want to keep going just because of that. And the music's actually very fucking cool right now. I'm really liking it. But other than that, I really do think that this game needs a little bit of work. Oh my god. Oh god. In terms of like figuring out for a new player what the fuck is going on. Huh? Oh, making potion. Return potion to very unstable, 45% inventory, except yellow gems are lost upon use. Remove some of the damage done to your shell. Your essence regenerated faster for a few seconds. The crop object can be placed in a can to grow trees fiber. Ah, I'm gonna make this. Yes, it heals. Obviously. Alright. Dude, I'm still a little bit confused though, not gonna lie. You can even destroy things if you want to. Oh. Is this supposed to be mine? Oh no, it's just like you found it. Kind of thing. That's interesting. It's very weird. A little bit weird, but it's okay. Very unconventional, I guess. Is that the word? I don't know. I'm trapped now. I don't know where to go. Nani de Herla? Okay, I see where to go. Holy shit, there's no way I'm supposed to go there. Brother man. Oh my god, okay. This game is not joking around with the parkour. Then again, that's probably not by design, which is not good, but that's okay. Okay. We don't gotta know what it is. Fair enough. Although I kind of like the concept of it. It's like randomly generated roguelike stuff. The random generated part is very holy. What the fuck? It's very structural, but at the same time a little bit chaotic. Ooh. I do like the design of the combat. Getting really tactile. How's the game so far? Very fucking interesting. That was close. Game's very... It's trying to do its own thing. While at the same time... You know, it's inspired by a lot of things, but at the same time trying to do its own thing that it feels pretty fucking refreshing. But I don't know if this is a work in progress or not. but it does feels like there's some things lacking. That's how I feel about it right now. Like the tutorials feels unfinished, first of all. Although it might as well be the developer just want to let you figure out the game yourself kind of thing, but I can see like some of my friends who's less enthusiastic about this game would probably refund or like just like quit the game immediately because it's just way too confusing. If you have some expectation, because not gonna lie, the some of the things just straight up confusing in this game, which is unfortunate. Is this game with multiplayer? Yeah, but I have no idea how do you unlock it. At least not yet. I guess we'll about to find out in a bit. Ow. Ow. Alright. I think we're about to die. How do I activate this again? Huh? Did he just delete it? Motherfucker. Is this a discard? Are you shitting me? Bro, At least tell me if that's a fucking discard or not, bro. God damn it, man. I feel like if you like the Terraria style of the you know, side-scrolling attack, like, you know, the 2D, I don't know what's the word for it. I feel like this aesthetic, you're gonna enjoy the game. I'm kind of enjoying it. Oh shit. Interesting boss fight. Music's also, I mean, for what it is actually pretty fucking dope. I actually enjoyed the fucking music, but definitely could be better. Yeah. If the indie market wasn't flooded with thousands of identical games, this would be cool. Visually, yes, but again, like I said, for this type of game, you kind of have to like willingly to give it a chance. Because right now, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to drop it, but I feel like if I do, I'm gonna miss something pretty fucking cool. Like, if I'm not streaming, I would probably just like not really gonna comment about this game, but because in my stream I try variety of games, I feel like I want to give this game more tries to see if I really can recommend this or not. You know what really struck me into this game right now? The fucking visual aesthetic is fucking dope. Fash. Fash is my name. Fash Lemon. Oh my god, you can customize your looks through in-game items. 0 microtransaction! Alright, so let's customize the base. Which is very fucking sick. So in here we can stack things. This is where the roguelike aspect starts shine. Because it's not really your classic roguelike, because it's a combination of like those survival crafting game like Minecraft, Terraria, where if you die you lose things from your inventory. Hold up, let me think. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Iron cube, scrap metal. Gloves. Pushes enemy away, applies extra damage to enemy push against a wall. Recharges +1 dash. Alright, let's give it a try. Oh. I need this as well. Oh, okay. Wait, so I can do this? Wait, no. Ooh, alright. I like that. So it's a very situational item. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna use the shield though for now. It's very, very useful. Now the question is more about which should I bring and which should I not bring. Because right now I don't know what is important and what is not. Shit. Shit, man. Clumsy wooden one, incisive wooden one. Oh, it's dude, that RPG thingy. Okay, this shit's shitty. So I'm just gonna leave it here. We might gonna need a bullet eventually. Fiber, we always gonna need it. Book, I'm just gonna keep it for now. Bomb, sure, what the fuck, why the fuck not? Alright, let's try to not bring any ingredients and see what's up. I think. Actually, let's bring the feather. Now let's bring rocks. So we're gonna need to craft that. Okay, let's bring this as well. Scrap metal to make golden key. I get a feeling we're gonna need all of them. Shit. Alright, fuck it. Let's just bring everything. This game is trying to combine Minecraft style survival game. Starting District 5, search near district. What? With roguelike. It's trying to combine crafting survival and roguelike Metroidvania, which is fucking dope. Never seen anything like that before. For parkour, I'm gonna use the gloves because it also do a push. I feel like the devs at this point right now should probably focus on how can they make the game a little bit more appealing for people who's not interested in the game from the start. Like, what I'm trying to say is that the devs gotta think dumb. They gotta think, how can they appeal to a dumb player who cannot figure things out for the love of their fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. Ow. Yeah. Okay, I just tanked that. Jesus. Raddtrap. Although you guys can agree with me, right? With that the song and the aesthetic of the game is just very fucking soothing. It's just very nice. Like, I would sleep to this game. You know? That kind of weird, but at the same time not. It's just very chill. You know what I mean? Bum. Ooh. Okay, we need to get there. That's very cool. The parkour is very fucking cool. I do like that. Hold to equip. Yeah. What does it mean? How do I hold it? Like that? No. This? No. You deal 25% damage when you strike on undamaged enemies. Hold to equip. Huh? How am I supposed to deal damage if I'm... I am so confused right now. Alright, you know what? Whatever. I'm officially over leveled. Destroyed Godskin Noble without taking a single hit. Hell yeah, good shit, man. Okay, we've been there. I think we cleared this area up. Never mind. Okay, the game... whoa, holy shit. I deal extra damage there. Oh! I deal extra damage to the rocks because I was like using the fucking pickaxe. Makes sense. Alright, Let's keep going. Shit. All right. Fuck. Ay, shibal. Oh, I love it. I love the parkour with the dash system. It's so fucking sick. Bungler wooden shield, a sword. 5463. Shittier than mine. 3% crit, 120 knockback. No crit. Alright, I'm not picking that up. Potion of purification. Bada bing. Oh, we finally got some gold cube. Let's fucking go. We just need one more though. That's kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. Dean fiber. Okay, I'm in a very mysterious new biome here. Everything looks brown and clayey. Clay? Is that a word? I have no idea. This game is way too chill for the gameplay style. I'm gonna be honest. Oh shit! That is cool, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, this kind of makes me a little bit sleepy. Ow. Corruption in district decreased. Oh, there's a notification this whole time. Alright, I did not notice that. Oh, there is a button to just pick things up quickly. What the fuck? I didn't know that. Alright, I don't need that anymore. Dun, 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 dun. I get the vibe of this song if it's craft and survival for a roguelike. On the other hand, makes me go sleepy. Exactly. Half of people in the chat probably already asleep by this. I mean, I would actually go to sleep if a streamer that I watch played this game. Not in a bad way, of course, but in more of a like, damn, this kind of chill. I'm gonna lurk. We'll go to sleep in this. The music, though, I like it. I like it. Very ambiance. I really do have to have some kind of a dynamic soundtrack, though, to make the pacing of the song a little bit faster when shit goes crazy. Holy shit. Okay, that was really bad. Don't do that again. What the fuck was that? I saw something. Alright, whatever. Potion! Deep fiber seats. Placeable object. Let's make, shit. Okay, let's not make that. Let's make this. Alright, that's enough. I'm getting to the point where I need to go back and actually play something back at home. Okay, this game do have a potential here. I swear. I want to like this game. I want to come back to this game, but as it is right now, if this is it, if this is the whole game, roguelike wise, I don't know. But I do wish there's more to this game. As in right now. Can I use this? Hold up. I still don't get it. Remove some corruption. Oh, red means corruption. Corruption prevents you from healing. Oh my god. So I almost died there. I thought that's my fucking shield. I thought green is shield and red is... Oh my fucking god. Okay. That was bad. Alright. So we want to go like this instead. Alright, cool. Good to know. Like there's a need for more enemies. True. But again, what the dev's trying to make here is very unique, I guess. It's very out of ordinary. I'm not trying to say it's really fucking amazing at the same time, but it is kind of, you know, props to the devs for trying something new. But I feel like it needs to be a lot more than this. I fucked up. It's lacking. It's kind of lacking. That's what I'm trying to say. This game is in early access, right, on Steam? If I'm not wrong. So, you know, that's fine. If it's still in early access. Okay. Yeah. What I really like about this game right now is how smooth the gameplay feedback is. Like right now, parkouring in this game feels so good. It feels so instant. When I press something, it immediately do that. Like no delay whatsoever. I love it. It makes the parkouring around in this game feel so rewarding. Because you kind of do it yourself. Where are the enemies? Ah, found the same pattern now. 148. Heavy wooden bow. Forceful wooden bow. Comparison! Wait, hold on. Bop, 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 bop. Faster cooldown. Critical, knockback, no critical. Knockback 60, 90, range 11. Alright, I'm gonna take the new one. Cheers. Okay, like right now I need a music. but it's silent. It's just kind of awkward, you know? Maybe you need to work on more on the dynamic music. It got the Minecraft vibe to it though, soundtrack wise. Woohoo! Alright. Oh. Okay, the combat's starting to feel very fucking good. Oh! Okay, that's... do very little damage. Wow, I just tank everything there. Fuck. That was really bad. Should have switched to the fucking shield there. Oh, dude. It's so good. It's so tactile. The input and everything. But I feel like I want to destroy thing in, you know, I just want to do things in this game. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys just gotta try it out. It feels so nice to be able to play something so tactile. Look at this. You know what I mean? It feels so nice, dude. Holy shit. No, I didn't mean to. Ah, shit. I didn't take the reward. Fuck. Alright, maybe change teleport from clicking to hold the button to avoid accidental teleport before taking the reward. That's one thing, I guess. Let me destroy my corruption. Oh, there's a TP up there. Oh, boss fight. That was close. Alright, before we TP back. Okay. What do we need right now? I don't know what do I need actually. Arrow, healing, gold, rocks. Flammable body root. Your body produces an explosion when you are hurt over 25%. Nah. I do not need that. No thanks. Okay, there's still something that we can kill. Maybe not? I still cannot access the chests. So it should mean that there's still something that I haven't killed yet. But where? Maybe up here? Not really. Nani? I can't open the chest. Oh, is it this? Is that what's causing... I don't know, I doubt it. Oh, corruption discreet. Okay. What? I don't get it. Whatever. Intelligence stats. Well, that's... Alright. I don't even use the wand a single time, but sure. Oh shit, we cannot go home. I don't have the item. Oh fuck. Ooh, better bow. No, never mind. Actually, is it a better bow? Same exact bow. Alright. Oh, now we can go home. Okay. Shit! I ran out of fucking space. I'll just get rid of the shield. I can make that again. Alright, what can we do now? Not much. What? Co-op enabled. Oh, that's how you enable the co-op. Wait, what? How does it work though? The dude's not moving. Is it because I'm not using controller? Let me try. Okay, not really. Might wanna... Oh! Never mind! Okay, I'm using controller right now. Ooh. Wait, we share inventory? Oh shit, that's weird. Not sure if I like that. But it's okay. Wait, what? So if player 1 is using sword, player 2 cannot use a sword. What? Okay, how do I disable the fucking thing? That's very interesting. Huh. Alright. I think that's all. Yeah. I think we're chilling with this game. This is a demo anyway. I do like it, where this game is trying to do, but at the same time I do feel like it's lacking quite a lot, to the point where I don't know if I want to revisit the game, but I'm gonna follow the devs because I feel like it's a very interesting game. What is it called again? Hymno? Hymno. see where's the dev trying to do. Where's dev trying to go here? It is a very interesting game. Alright, chat. I think that is all for today. I think that is all. Oh. Feels weird, man. No expanding storage. It's not a big deal per se, but at the same time, I do feel like the devs really trying to do something different here, which is respectable. I do like that. The fact that they just want to try something new for the sake of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is cool. That is cool, man. That is cool.ちょっと待ってね。Rate floops. Holy shit, there's so many people streaming right now. Oh my fucking god. 27 minutes ago. Oh.
Our story doesn't begin.
Vati just uploaded a video called
Our story doesn't begin.
Elden Ring's Lore Explained for 30 fucking minutes. Bro. Listen. Yo. I want to watch this. Do you guys want to watch this? I want to watch this. Oh shit, bro. It is 30 minutes though. Shit. Outer Gods, Elden Beast, Elden Ring, the Earth Tree, the Two Fingers, Marika, Empyreans, the Rune of Death, Golden Order, the Elden Lord, Golden Lineage, the Age of the Earth Tree, the House of the Moon, the Demigod Stepchildren, Queen Marika, Long March of the Tarnished, Second Elden Lord, Liurnia Civil War, Knight of the Black Knives, the Great Runes, the Radagon. Okay, Millennia, the end. No? That's new. Why not? Although, yeah, there's not a lot of people right now in the chat either. Oh, dude, I don't know if I can hold this until tomorrow, though. Shit! Fuck, why does he have to upload at this hour, man? Kaylin and the other one won't probably react this. That's true. That's true. Shit, man. Okay. I will try to hold this. I will try to hold this. I'm gonna put this on watch later. Remind me tomorrow, okay? God damn, why does he have to upload at the time where I'm about to end the stream? What the hell is this? What the hell, man? What the hell? Alright. Remind me tomorrow, okay? Remind me tomorrow. Ah, shit, I'm so fucking hyped. I love Vati lore video. It's always fucking good. It's always fucking good. Alright. We gotta chill out here then. The fuck? Interesting song. Alright, chat. I think we're gonna end it here though. Unfortunately, because it's getting late. Probably not gonna go to sleep immediately, but I'm just gonna chill out and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna be back tomorrow, Saturday stream, where we're gonna do, I don't know what the fuck. We're just gonna do things. We'll see what we're gonna do tomorrow though. Okay? Oh yeah, check out Twitter if you want to see new art and stuff like that. Pretty pog. Twitter.com/ratturapu. I know that kitty shit, bro. Kitty shit. Coffee talk. What? Oh, coffee talk. Right. Can't wait. Right. Remind me tomorrow, yeah? We gotta do VOD, coffee talk, and all the other games. Probably gotta try Battle Beat again tomorrow. Alright. With that being said, thank you guys all for watching. Appreciate every single one of you for hanging out in the chat till the other stream. I'll see you guys on tomorrow. No rate. Just gotta let you guys go wherever you guys want to go, because you know everyone's kind of asleep. So I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Payne and Saints, for hanging out in the chat till the end of the stream. Thank you, Bondic, for resub 3 months in a row. Oh my god, they're coming. Hold up. Alright, they're gone. Don't worry about it. It's gotta be a thing for next 20 days or so. Every this hour. Thank you, Bondic, for the 3 month sub resub. Thank you. Thank you, Lucas, for the resub for 4 months in a row. And thank you so much, Kaylin, with the gifted sub to Jigs. Appreciate it, every single one of you. If the guys are not here anymore, I appreciate you guys anyway. And thank you, Saints and Payne, for hanging out in the chat till the end of the stream. And also everyone else who's lurking in the chat. Appreciate it, respect. When you're doing things with the stream open in the background, respect you. Thank you. Follow the channel. You know how it is. Follow the channel. Follow me on socials, Twitter and Instagram. Join the Discord, the panel down below, all that kind of stuff. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Take it easy. Have a good one. Johnny!